visionary, an entrepreneur, a business owner. You want to make money from your passion and create the freedom that you've dreamed of. But it's slow. The income is slow, the impact is slow, and the freedom is slow. And here's the kicker. You've actually never been busier. You're working longer than ever, burning through daylight, and your family have forgotten who you are. You're tired and frustrated and you can't even sleep well at night. The business just feels so heavy, and all you ever wanted to do was just make the money you want to make, doing the things that you want to do. And that's where I come in. Hi, if we haven't met yet, my name is Dr. Brooklyn Storme, and I'm the host of the Business Acceleration Podcast, where we shift your business from heavy to light, time poor to time abundant, and from income lack to income growth. We're going to achieve it together with my 20 years experience as a psychologist, helping people just like you to break through their barriers. And we're going to throw in a little of the woo as well. So thank you so much for pushing play today. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to another podcast episode. I'm so excited that you're here because today I'm talking about something that's super exciting. It's about book writing and detaching from the outcome. And I know a lot of you guys are interested in writing a book and you want to know what the process is and how to do it and how to get it, in Amazon and how to get it as a number one bestseller and all of this sort of stuff. So we'll talk you through some of that today. But you know me, I'm a manifester and I love activating my vibration of the thing that I'm trying to call into my reality. So to be entirely transparent with you, all that happened for me was earlier this year, I had an idea. It was Easter. All that happened was I had an idea that I wanted to write a book. Okay. And this came about because in my group, somebody said, you should put this in a book. So I thought, okay, I should. That's a good idea. That sits well with me. Yes, I would like to take it to that next stage. But I wasn't really sure how to go about it and everything. And so what I did was I journal for my manifesting, and I do visualizations and meditations now and things like that. And so I imagined myself having this best-selling book, and I try to think about that vibration. So what is the vibration of a best-selling author? What is the vibration of someone who's just finished their book? What's the vibration of someone who's just published a book? What's the vibration of having a book on a bookshelf? And so anyway, I need to go back a little bit. The book was first written, I think maybe the end of last year. It could have been maybe January because what happened was I wrote the book. It got written in about 3 days, and I remember it so clearly because I asked for divine guidance and inspiration. I wanted to take inspired action. I'm all about that because when you are operating from flow, everything happens really quickly and it happens really easily. I did not want it to feel like a job writing this book. So that's exactly what happened actually. I got the inspiration. It was 7 p.m. on a Friday night. I wrote from 7 till about midnight. Got up on Saturday morning about 7 a.m. and started writing again. I'm more productive in the morning. And then I started to get hungry and I wanted more coffee. And then when I got up, it was about 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturday. And I thought, okay, I should give myself a break. But I didn't really want to because I was so in the mood for writing. And so I ended up going back to the laptop and writing more. And then on Sunday, again, got up at 7, wrote more, and finished the whole book by about lunchtime on Sunday. So it was written over pretty much the course of a weekend. And then what happened was I had to then do everything like format it, edit it, get all of that done. And then I published it on Amazon. And it went to number one in not one, but 2 categories. So it was an international best-selling book in 2 categories. And I was over the moon, and I shared that with my group at the time, and everybody was super happy. And I loved it. And then what happened was in February this year, you might remember, I manifested a trip away to Hawaii. And while I was in Hawaii, I was having a really hard time of life because I always have a spiritual experience when I go away. And so I was really looking forward to going to Hawaii. It had been a little while since my last holiday. I wanted to receive downloads from the universe. and see what was going to come. I was open to receiving. I was ready to allow inspiration. And so I was in Hawaii for nearly 2 weeks. And while I was over there for pretty much the first week, I was looking and hunting and waiting and ready for this divine inspiration and all these spiritual awakenings to happen. And nothing was happening. And I remembered I called Mum and I said to her, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, it's not working. I'm not experiencing any inspiration. I'm not getting any downloads. I just want to come home. And I was really, really deflated. And then, guess what happened? Then I found a bookstore called Barnes & Noble. And we don't have this in Australia. But it's like this great big, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shop with rows and rows and aisles of books, just as far as the eye can see. And I was in heaven, and straight away I went in and I found a place where they might have manifesting books. And I just scooped up as many books as I could get my hands on, because to me, where I live in Hastings in Melbourne, Australia, it's hard to find a bookstore. I mean, we have a little bookstore. We're very, very fortunate. We do have a little bookstore, but it's a tiny, whiny little one. But anyway, so I scooped up as many books as I could, and I was really, really excited. And then there were books by, Esther and Jerry Hicks, all about the vortex, and there was another book there on manifesting, and there was a book I got by Wayne Dyer, and then I got a book about the Hawaiian prayer and all of this. And then anyway, I went to, I think it's called Ala Moana. I went to the Ala Moana shopping centre, and I was sitting near a fountain in the courtyard there, looking at all those huge koi fish swimming around, and I was feeling really upset, deflated, like, I wasn't getting these inspirational downloads. Anyway, I pick up a book, and it was a book that I purchased that was conversations between Esther and Jerry Hicks, or Abraham Hicks, and Wayne Dyer. And these two were going back and forward, and he gave an account of how he was in Maui and he lived in Maui, and he too went to Barnes & Noble in Hawaii, and he was on his way to the airport at the time, but he got divinely guided to stop the car, risk missing his flight, go to Barnes & Noble, and he was directed to go and buy a particular text. And so that's what he did. And he nearly missed his flight as a result of this. And he had no idea at the time why he needed to get that book. And anyway, that book then became the foundation of future texts that he wrote and future teachings that he shared with people all around the world, and really created quite a ripple effect and made this massive impact. And so when I was reading that, I burst into tears, because I thought, hey, I've got to go home soon, and hey, he found Barnes & Noble, and hey, I wonder if there's a text in there for me. And anyway, so I went to Barnes & Noble nearly every day, because I felt this tug. I felt this pull. I knew that there had to be something there for me too. And I didn't know what it was. I was open, but I didn't know where I was meant to be looking or what I was meant to be doing. And then while I was there, I overheard somebody asking one of the girls who worked there for a particular book, and I heard her looking that up on the system. And then I thought, hey, I wonder if my book is here, because my book's on Amazon, and this is America, and Amazon is America. This is how I think, right? I know it's totally wrong. But anyway, but that was what I was thinking at the time. So then I go up to the girl and I say, oh, have you got a book called Manifesting Made Simple by Brooklyn Storme? She goes, no, we don't. And I said, can you order it in? She goes, no, I can't. And then I was like, But this planted a seed in my mind that I wanted to get my book on the bookshelf next to these other books in Barnes & Noble. And I couldn't let it go. And so anyway, I came home end of February, and by mid-April, I'd published the book. I'd taken it down off Amazon, and I had reworked it and had it to have it re-edited and all of that sort of jazz, update the book cover, do all of that. And then there was this whole process, and I again waited for inspiration, because I wanted to take aligned action. And I can't even tell you what steps I took, because it's all quite a blur. When I get into a flow state, it's a flurry of activity, and I don't, what's the word? I don't really recall what I've done. It's just like I look back on it and I think, oh, did I do that? It's like it's not even me doing it. I can't describe it. But anyway, I just remember it was another weekend, and I just invested this whole weekend in getting it published, and then I detached from the outcome. I just let it go. I didn't think about it again. Anyway, guess what? Yesterday, somebody says to me, shows me a screenshot of a photo of my book and says, hey, this came up on Booktopia as a recommended or a suggested reading. Is this your book? And I looked at it and I was like, yes, it is. And then I was so excited, and I quickly jumped online and I wanted to see if my book was at Barnes & Noble, and guess what? It was. And, this was something I was so fixated on earlier in the year. And what I learned is that when I detach from the outcome and I let things go, they happen. The universe does its job. When I'm holding on to things really, really tightly, by wanting them really badly, by needing them to happen, by, having kind of like that energy of it must happen, it must happen, it must happen. All I'm doing is I'm choking the universe. I'm showing the universe I don't trust it to do it. I'm trying to control everything, and that doesn't work. But when I detach from the outcome and I release it and I trust that this is going to happen and I trust that the universe is going to deliver, it does. It's kind of like when you order a book off Amazon. You click on it, it goes into your shopping cart, you fill out your shipping details, you pay for it through PayPal, and then what happens? You close your laptop and you walk away and you go about the rest of your day. You don't give it a second thought. And then one day when the time's right, you get your book from Amazon. It's exactly the same when you're manifesting. You have to let go of that outcome that you're trying to create. There's only so much you can do. You have to do your part by knowing what you want, knowing why you want it, and taking aligned action, which is helping the universe, I guess, get in the zone with you and match your frequency so it can actually deliver. And once you've taken that action, then you just have to hand it over. You have to delegate it to the universe and forget about it and just trust that the universe is going to take care of it for you. And guess what? It will. And it does. And it has. And this is the lesson for today. So if you're someone who has also, it doesn't matter if it's a book, it might be anything, but if you've been manifesting from a place like, I want this to happen, this has to happen, I need this to happen, come on, why hasn't it happened? Guess what? It's not going to. It's not. You have to let go. You have to allow yourself to trust the process, and you have to express gratitude for when it comes. But what can you do in the meantime while you're waiting? Okay, let's say you've set your intention, you've taken the action and you've let it go, and now you're in the waiting period. What you can do is you can regularly, so maybe each day for 30 seconds or a minute, you might want to close your eyes and really invest that time in activating the vibration of already having the thing that you want. And you do that by thinking, what's it going to feel like when that book's published? What's it going to feel like when I have a bestseller? What's it going to feel like when I get my first review? What's it going to feel like when I go and do a book signing? What's it going to feel like when I start getting emails from people thanking me for helping them with this thing that they're manifesting and working on? Okay? That's how you activate a vibration. You allow that feeling, that happy, pleasant, joyful, caring, nurturing, excited feeling to wash over you, and you hold that. You hold it. And you do it every day. And you give thanks, and that's it. It is that simple. Manifesting, listen, you can go down a big rabbit hole with manifesting. There's no doubt about that. And the more I'm learning about quantum, the more I'm learning that as well. But we share here the super, super simple things, because not everybody's interested in the quantum mechanics behind manifesting. But you are going to be treated to a few episodes on that coming up, because I'm studying it at the moment and I am going to share with you the things that I'm learning. So hopefully you are interested. Anyway, so that's it. Now, if you're interested in trying to manifest a podcast, you still have a week to enroll in the Podcast Foundations program. And if you enroll with a friend, you're both going to get a 1-hour coaching session with me where we can talk about your podcast, or we can talk about manifesting, or we can talk about manifesting in the context of your business. It's totally up to you. It's your 1 hour. And founding members get the course for half price. It's only $97 for the first round, which opens on the 14th of November. After that, it goes to double. It's going to be $197. So I look forward to helping you with your podcast. Links in the show notes. And if you have a manifesting story you'd like to share, let me know. If you have a manifesting question, whether it's for your personal life or your business life, let me know, because I would love to help you with that as well. Have an awesome weekend, guys. Happy Saturday, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. Bye. Thank you so much for listening today. I really hope that you enjoyed it and got a lot of value from it. Help me help others by sharing this podcast. And if you feel called to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, remember to let me know so that I can send you a very special thank you gift. Now go and build your dream business, and I will see you next time. Bye.